You have likely been there, sitting in a dark room, staring at the glowing screen of your phone, knowing that the next text message you're about to send is either going to start the romance of your life or destroy your best friendship forever. It is a specific kind of pain, isn't it? You play the role of the cool friend. You laugh at his jokes, you listen to his problems, and you support him while he navigates the dating world. But inside, you are screaming because you like him. You are watching the person you love look right past you, searching for exactly what you are already giving them. But a time is going to come when the pressure becomes too much, and you decide to risk it all. Maybe that time is now, and that is precisely why we made this video for you. Today on Dating Decoded, we will hear a heartbreaking story of a woman who waited too long. She hid her feelings for 5 months, and then, in a moment of pure panic, she confessed everything right as her best friend was packing his bags to fly across the country to meet another woman. We are going to break down exactly what happened, why he reacted the way he did, and the psychological trap of the friend zone that catches so many of us. This is the anatomy of a heartbreak, and more importantly, a lesson on why timing is the deadliest weapon in dating. Before we get to the text message that ruined everything, we have to understand the context. This wasn't a casual acquaintance, but was a best friend dynamic. And in the world of male-female friendships, there is usually a silent, invisible contract signed at the very beginning. In this real-life story, our protagonist, let's call her Sarah, and her guy best friend Jake had an agreement. 2 years ago, they explicitly decided to keep things platonic between them. To him, that was a firm boundary. It was a rule. It meant he felt safe with her. It meant he could be vulnerable with her without worrying about any tension. He quickly put her in the friend zone, but Sarah slowly broke the contract. For 5 months, she developed deep romantic feelings for Jake. She fell in love. But instead of speaking up immediately, she stayed silent. She let fear drive the car. She thought, if I stay close to Jake, eventually he will see me. Maybe he will realize I'm the one. This is the nice girl fallacy. We think that friendship is a stepping stone to romance. We think that if we accumulate enough friendship points, we can cash them in for a relationship. But male psychology often works differently. To many men, friendship isn't a stepping stone. It's a destination. If you are in the friend zone, you are not in the potential partner box. And Sarah was about to find that out the hard way. The situation reached a boiling point because of a deadline. The worst possible kind of deadline. Jake was leaving. He met someone else, a girl in another city. And he was so excited about this new girl that he booked a flight to go visit her for a first date. Imagine the psychological weight of that. Sarah is sitting there, listening to him talk about his excitement. She is watching him pack his stuff. She realizes that once he gets on that plane, once he goes on that date, he might come back taken. He might come back in love with someone else. This triggers what psychologists call scarcity panic. When we perceive that something or a person is about to become unavailable, our value for them skyrockets, and our rational decision-making crashes. We stop thinking about consequences. We only think about securing the asset before it's gone. Sarah knew the timing was terrible. She knew he was focused on his trip. But the anxiety was eating her alive. She physically couldn't let him leave without knowing the truth. So, she initiated the sequence. She sent the first text, what we usually call the pretext. She wrote, "Do you have 2 minutes? It's important." This is the first mistake. When you send a text like that to a guy who is rushing to the airport, his brain doesn't go to romance. His brain goes to emergency. He thinks someone died. He thinks there is a crisis. He is already stressed, and now you have spiked his cortisol levels. His reply was short, practical, and devastating. He wrote, "I'll be free on Monday." He blew her off. He prioritized the trip. He prioritized the other girl. Sarah checked the flight schedules online. She realized he was already gone. He was already in the other city. She couldn't call him. She couldn't look him in the eye. She had 2 choices. Number 1, swallow her feelings, let him have his weekend, and talk when he returns. Number 2, drop a nuclear bomb on his weekend via text message. Driven by panic and the desperate need to relieve her own anxiety, she chose option 2. She typed it out. The paragraph of doom. The long epistle of text that requires you to scroll 3 times to finish reading. She poured her heart out. She told him she had been hiding feelings for months. She told him she loved him. She tried to soften the blow by adding caveats like, "I know you're going on a date, and I don't expect anything from you. But the thing is that when you tell someone I love you, you are expecting something. You are expecting a reaction. You are expecting validation." She hit send. And then, the silence. The minutes ticked by, then the hours. She sat there, imagining him reading it. Was he smiling? Was he rushing to the airport exit to fly back to her? Was he calling the other girl to cancel? No. When his reply finally came, it shattered her reality. He said he was shocked and confused. He didn't say, "Oh my God, I feel the same way." He didn't even say, "I'm so flattered, but I can't." He asked a question that reveals exactly how he saw her. He asked, "Didn't we decide at the start that we would just be friends? How did this happen?" That is the sound of a man who feels betrayed. He felt blindsided. To him, Sarah was a safe harbor. She was the one woman he didn't have to worry about. And suddenly, she pulled the rug out from under him. He felt lied to. He wondered if the last 5 months of friendship were fake. Was she only listening to him to get close to him? He followed up with a longer text. He played the "it's not you, it's me" card. He called himself a terrible guy based on his past relationships. He said he wasn't capable of what she wanted. He said he wanted to pretend this never happened, to keep things exactly as they were. And then, he ghosted her. He went on his date. He lived his life. And the friendship that Sarah valued so much, it evaporated instantly. They stopped talking. It was over. Let's discuss. Why did he cut her off instead of talking it through with her? We need to understand the position Sarah put him in. By confessing right before his date, she forced him into an impossible ultimatum. On one side, he had the new girl. This represented excitement, mystery, fun, and a fresh start. It was a positive experience. On the other side, he had Sarah. Suddenly, Sarah represented heaviness. She represented drama. She represented a heavy emotional conversation that he didn't want to have. Human beings naturally move toward pleasure and away from pain. Sarah made herself the pain option. She made herself the burden. If she had confessed on a Tuesday night, over drinks, when he was single and bored, the outcome might have been different. He might have had the mental space to process it. But by doing it when he was already mentally checking out to be with someone else, she guaranteed her own rejection. He felt cornered. And when people feel cornered, they shut down. His shock wasn't just surprise, it was a defense mechanism. He had to protect his own emotional state so he could enjoy his trip. So, he pushed her away. But here is where the story takes a fascinating turn. This is the part that you need to listen to if you are currently stuck in the friend zone. Despite the rejection, despite the ghosting, despite losing her best friend, Sarah felt better. She told us, "I don't regret it. Ever since I told him, I am able to sleep and eat again. The friendship is over, but the anxiety is gone." This is what we call the relief paradox. We convince ourselves that we are holding on to the friendship because we value the person, but often we are holding on to the friendship because we are addicted to the hope that it might become something more. We live in a state of constant, low-level anxiety. Every text message is a clue we have to decipher. Every time they mention another person, it's a dagger in the heart. Living in the maybe is hard. Living in the no is freedom. When he rejected her, the hope died. And when the hope died, the anxiety died with it. The ambiguity was gone. She didn't have to wonder anymore. She didn't have to stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m. wondering, what if? She got her answer. It was a brutal answer, but it was the truth. And as painful as it is, allowed her to finally exhale. It allowed her to start moving on. As long as she stayed silent, she was frozen in time, waiting for a train that was never coming. By confessing, she blew up the station, but she forced herself to start walking somewhere new. The lesson for you: So, what can we learn from Sarah's airport confession? First, believe men when they set boundaries. If a man says, I just want to be friends, or if you agree to a platonic dynamic, do not assume you can change his mind through sheer willpower. Men are logical about these categories. If you want to move from the friend box to the girlfriend box, you cannot do it by being a better friend. You have to change the dynamic entirely. You have to introduce flirtation, tension, and risk. You cannot play it safe and expect a romantic reward. Second, panic kills attraction. Never make a permanent decision based on temporary emotion. Sarah confessed because she was panicking, not because the moment was right. She prioritized her need to unburden herself over the strategy of seduction. If you feel like you are going to explode if you don't send the text, put the phone down. That is your anxiety talking, not your intuition. Most importantly, do not wait for the deadline. If you love someone, tell them. But tell them when you have the upper hand. Tell them when things are calm. Tell them before they book a flight to see someone else. Waiting doesn't make the love stronger. It just raises the stakes. It turns a simple conversation into a life or death drama. If Sarah had spoken up 3 months earlier, when they were just hanging out, maybe he would have said no then too, but maybe they could have saved the friendship. Maybe they could have laughed it off. By waiting until the nuclear option was the only option left, the explosion destroyed everything. What can we learn from this? Sarah lost the guy and the friendship, but she regained her sanity. If you are reading this and you are hiding feelings for a friend, ask yourself, are you really their friend? Or are you just waiting in line? True friendship is based on honesty. So if you are hiding the biggest truth about how you feel, then you aren't really friends at all. You are just pretending. And as Sarah found out, eventually the curtain has to fall. Don't wait for the airport. Don't wait for the wedding invitation. If you are going to jump, jump now. You might not get the landing you want, but at least you will stop falling. This is Dating Decoded. Stay sharp, and we'll see you soon.